viewers, today we are starting with a new topic, differentiation. Topics to be covered today are what is differentiation, recapitulation of standard derivatives, product rule and quotient rule, derivatives of inverse trigonometric functions, differentiation of a function means chain rule, or differentiation of composite function, differentiation by using trigonometrical substitutions. In this we will cover differentiation of inverse trigonometric functions, differentiation of implicit functions. So exactly what is differentiation? We have studied the differentiability. So differentiability of a function at a point, and the same was extended to the differentiability in its domain. Now in case if a function is differentiable at each point in its domain, then each point in its domain can be associated to the derivative at that point. So such a relation can give rise to a new function, and that new function is nothing but your derivative of a function or differentiation of that function. So let us start with the recap of the points. First of all, I will tell you the derivatives of the standard functions. So we have y is equal to sin x. So this side is my function and here is my derivative of the function. So y is equal to sin x, derivative of sin x is cos x, y is equal to cos x, derivative of the function cos x is minus sin x, y is equal to tan x, derivative of the function tan x is secant square x, y is equal to secant x, derivative of the function secant x is equal to secant x tan x, y is equal to cot x, d upon dx of cot x is equal to minus cosec square x, y is equal to cosec x, derivative of cosec x is minus cosec x cot x, derivative of x to the power n, d upon dx of x to the power n is equal to n x n minus 1, y is equal to a to the power x, d upon dx of a to the power x equals to a to the power x log base e a, y is equal to log x, d upon dx of log x equals to 1 by x, y is equal to e to the power x, d upon dx of e to the power x is equal to e to the power x. Basically this is the extension of this formula. It will become log e, which becomes 1, so e to the power x, y is equal to 1 by x, d upon dx of 1 by x equals to minus 1 upon x square. If we are finding the differentiation of a constant function, it is always 0. So d upon dx of a constant function is always 0. Y equals to log ax. Differential of this is 1 upon x log base ea. Now we'll recap the product and the quotient rule. Okay, let us take the product rule. Let fx and gx be two differentiable functions. Okay, so if we want to find the differentiation of the product of these two functions, d upon dx of fx into gx, it will be equal to, we'll first differentiate the first function, keep the second function as it is, plus differentiation of the second function, keep the first function as it is. So how we are going to write? Gx d upon dx of fx plus, now keep fx as it is, differential of the second function. Let us take one example. Say for example we have y is equal to e to the power x sin x, right? And I want to find the derivative of this function. So d upon dx of y equals to d upon dx of e to the power x sin x. We'll keep sin x as it is, d upon dx of ex plus ex as it is, d upon dx of sin x. Sin x into differential of ex is ex plus ex and differentiation of sin x is cos x. Take out ex common, sin x plus. So this is the derivative of the product of the two functions by using product rule. Now I'll do the quotient rule. Let fx and gx be two differentiable functions and gx is not equal to 0. Then how to find the derivative of the division of these two functions? So what the quotient rule says, first of all we have denominator square, right? Now here we will keep the denominator as it is and differential of the numerator minus. In my product rule there was plus, in quotient rule here it is minus fx d upon dx of gx. In the other words, how you can write? Denominator differential of the numerator minus numerator differential of the denominator upon denominator square. Say for example we have this function and I have to find the differential of x square upon log x. Denominator square, right? Now denominator will be copied as it is and differential of the numerator minus numerator differential of the denominator. Now let us take the differentiation of this part. So log x into differentiation of x square is 2x minus x square into 1 by x upon log x whole square. We can cancel this part and from here I can take out x common. Take out x common, so I am left with 2 log x minus 1 on log x whole square. Let us check this question. If fx is equal to mod of cos x minus sin x, find f dash pi by 6 and f dash pi by 3. Now students, we have, whenever mod function is there, we have to define. So fx equals to cos x minus sin x when my x lies between 0 and pi by 4, and it is equal to minus cos x minus sin x when it lies between pi by 4 and now f dash x, what it will become? Minus sin x minus cos x for the interval when my x lies between 0 and pi by 4, and this will become cos x plus sin x when it lies between pi by 4 and pi by 2. So now I have to find the value of f dash pi by 6. So pi by 6 lie in this region, so this will give me the value of f dash pi by 6, and f dash pi by 3 lies in the region pi by 4 and pi by 2. So this function will give me the value of f dash pi by 3. F dash pi by 6 equals to minus sin pi by 6 minus cos pi by 6. That is minus half minus root 3 by 2 minus 1 plus root 3 by 2. F dash pi by 3 cos pi by 3 plus sin pi by 3, which is equal to 1 by 2 plus root 3 by 2. So 1 plus root 3 by. Okay, so we have been given the function fx is equal to mod log x. Now we can define our function in such a way. So it is minus log x when my x lies between 0 and 1, and it is plus log x whenever x is greater or equal to 1. Now let us check f dash x. So it will become minus 1 by x whenever my x lies between 0 and 1, and it is 1 by x when x is greater or equal to 1. Now if we want to find the value of f dash 1 by e, we know the value of e lies between 2 and 3, and 1 by e means it will be lesser than 1. So it means the value I will get from here. So minus 1 upon 1 by e equals to minus e. And if I want to find f dash e, since it lies between 2 and 3, so x is greater or equal to 1, I'll substitute here. So it will be equal to 1 by. Now let us check the derivatives of the inverse trigonometric functions. Okay, so when I'm talking about the derivative of sine inverse x, it is 1 upon under root 1 minus x square. Derivative of cos inverse x equals to minus 1 upon under root 1 minus x square. Almost same, only the sign changes. Derivative of tan inverse x equals to 1 upon 1 plus x square. Derivative of cot inverse x is equal to minus 1 upon 1 plus x square. Derivative of secant inverse x is 1 upon mod x under root x square minus 1. Derivative of cosecant inverse x is equal to minus 1 upon mod under root x square minus. Now let us take the derivative of a composite function. How we find the derivative of a composite function? By using chain rule. If fx and gx are differentiable function, then fog is also differentiable. And how we can find the derivative of fog? Fog of x. If we want to find the derivative of fog, d upon dx of f gx. Okay, so it becomes first derivative of f and then derivative of gx. So basically it comes out to be f dash gx into g dash x. Now let us take one example. It will clear the picture of chain rule. So y is equal to sine x square is given to you and you have to find the derivative of this function. So d upon dx of y equals to d upon dx of sine x square. So first of all we'll find the derivative of sine. It is cos x square d upon dx of x square, right? So cos x square into 2x. So what does it imply? 2x cos x square will be the derivative of this function. Let us take one more example. So if I want to find the derivative of this function, first I have to solve the power, right? So how you are going to solve the power? Using x to the power n formula. So it will become 3 sine ex to the power 2. Then d upon dx of sine ex. First I will differentiate sine part. Sine ex whole square. So it will become cos ex, right? And then I will differentiate ex. So 3 sine ex whole square cos ex into ex. This can also be solved by substituting, right? If I substitute x square as t, see, look here, say for example y is equal to sine x square as given. So let x square is equal to t. So I will get now here y is equal to sine t and x square is equal to t. dy by dt is equal to cos t, and here I will find dt by dx. So I'll get 2x. dy by dx, which is nothing but equal to dy by dt into dt by dx, right? So you can substitute the values now. Cos t into 2x. Substitute here the value of t. So cos square x square into 2x. So this can also be the method of solving. Now let us find the derivative of this function. So y is equal to log sine x square by 3 minus 1 whole to the power half. So whenever you have any function with the power, first we have to find the derivative using x to the power n. So we have to differentiate first the power. So dy by dx equals to half log sine x square by 3 minus 1 by 2 minus half. So minus, and now we'll differentiate d upon dx of this part. So log sine x square by 3 minus 1. Now what will differentiate? We'll differentiate the log part. This will be copied as it is. This will become 1 upon sine x square by 3 minus 1. Now differential of, I have differentiated log part, now I'll differentiate sine part. So it will become 1 by 2 log sine x square by 3 minus 1 power minus half, 1 by sine x square by 3 minus 1. What is the differentiation of sine? Cos x square by 3 minus 1, and what it will become? D upon dx of x square by 3 minus 1. We'll just find the differentiation of this and we'll get our derivative of the given function. So now this cos by sine will become cot. Since this is minus half, it will come down. Log cot x square by 3 minus 1 into, what is the derivative? 2x by 3. This 2 and this 2 will get cancelled and we got our required answer as x by 3 cot x square by 3 minus 1 upon root log sin is x square by 3 minus 1. So done. So sequentially we have to move. First solve the power, then log, then sine, and then inside angle. Now let us start with differentiation by using trigonometrical substitution. So we have already studied in inverse trig how we have to use the substitution. Again, we will just have a quick recap on that. So whenever you have a square minus x square, x should be substituted as a sine theta or a cos theta. If it is a square plus x square, x should be substituted as a tan theta or a cot theta. If it is x square minus a square, then x should be substituted as a secant theta, a cosecant theta. So if it is a minus x upon a plus x, x should be substituted as a cos 2 theta. So these are my required substitution. Now one more important concept which we should remember, sine inverse of sine x will be equal to x. Okay, if your x belongs to close interval 0 comma pi by 2, and if your x belongs to pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, it will be pi minus x. If your x belongs to 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi, it will be minus 2 pi plus x. Is that clear? Please remember this whenever we are solving the differentiation by the trigonometrical substitution. We have to check where our x lies, and accordingly we will take the value of sine inverse of sine x. Okay, cos inverse of cos x equals to, it becomes minus x if your x belongs to minus pi comma 0. X, if x belongs to 0 comma pi, it is 2 pi minus x. If x belongs to pi and 2 pi, and it is minus 2 pi plus x if x belongs to 2 pi comma 3 pi. This all we have discussed in inverse trigonometric function and so on. So if you remember this part, it will be easier for us to do the questions. Now let us check for tan inverse of 10x will be equal to x if x belongs to 0 comma pi by 2 open interval. It will be x minus pi if your x belongs to pi by 2 comma 3 pi by 2, and it will be x minus 2 pi if x belongs to 3 pi by 2 comma 5 pi by 2, and so on, right? So if we remember this, it becomes easy for us to solve the question. So now let us take examples. So now we have been provided with this question and we have to find dy by dx. So this is my a square minus x square. So let x is equal to sine theta. So now 1 by root 2 sine theta 1. Now what will be the value of theta? Pi by 4 theta pi by 2. Now let us substitute here. So y is equal to cos inverse 2 sine theta root 1 minus sine square theta. So cos inverse 2 sine theta cos inverse sine 2 theta, right? Now I can change my sine 2 theta and cos 2 theta, so it will become cos pi by 2 minus. Now we have to check which interval this angle will lie, right? Then only I can write cos inverse of cos is what, right? So let us check this part. So my pi by 4 theta pi by 2. So first of all I need 2 theta. So multiply throughout by 2. So pi by 2 theta pi, right? Now since minus 2 theta, so throughout if we multiply by minus, inequality will change. Now add pi by 2 throughout. So what I am getting basically here, minus pi by 2 minus 2 theta 0. So it means my angle lies between minus pi by 2 and 0. So we know that cos inverse of cos x equals to minus x if my x belongs to minus pi comma 0, right? So now this part belongs between minus pi by 2 and 0, so it lies in this range, right? So I can write this part as minus pi by 2 minus 2 theta, right? So which will imply me 2 theta minus pi by 2. Okay, now we'll substitute the value of theta. So from here my theta gives me sine inverse x. Okay, so y is equal to 2 sine inverse x minus pi by 2. So dy by dx will be equal to 2 upon root 1 minus x square minus 0. So required answer is 2 upon under root 1 minus x square. Now let us check this question. If y is equal to tan inverse x upon this, and we have been given the condition where x belongs to minus a and a, find dy by dx. So again we have x is equal to a square minus x square. So let x is equal to a sine theta. Now we'll check minus a. In place of x I have assumed a sine theta. So divide by a. So it means my theta lies between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, right? Now let us take this part. So y equals to tan inverse. Substitute the value of x. Now a sine theta upon a plus, this will become a cos theta. Tan inverse a sine theta upon a 1 plus cos theta. Now we'll apply the formula of sine 2 theta here. So it will become 2 sine theta by 2 cos theta by 2 upon, this will become 2 cos square theta by 2. So if we cancel out, we are getting 10 inverse 10 theta by 2. Now I have to check 10 inverse of 10 will become what? By checking here the angles. So I have here theta by 2. So it will become minus pi by 4, theta by 2 and pi by 4. So it means it will become theta by 2. 10 inverse of 10 theta by 2 will become theta by 2. Now let us substitute the value of theta. So y is equal to half theta, right? So y is equal to half. From here I can find out the value of my theta. So look here, generally student make a mistake in finding the value of theta. So first take a down. X by a is equal to sine theta. Now your theta becomes sine inverse x by a. Substitute that part here. So what I am getting? Sine inverse x by a. Now we'll find the differential of it. So dy by dx is equal to half. I'll use here chain rule, right? So half 1 upon under root. Basically sine inverse differentiation is 1 upon under root 1 minus x square. But instead of x, I have x by a. So 1 minus x square by a square. D upon dx of x by a, right? So I'll get here 1 by 2 a root a square minus x square into 1 by a. It will get cancelled and your desired differential is 1 upon 2 root a square minus x square. So now let us take this question. If y is equal to cos inverse of this part and my x belongs to minus pi by 4 and pi by 4, find dy by dx. So in this substitution is not required. We will just frame this part in terms of cos. So y is equal to cos inverse 1 by root 2 cos x plus 1 by root 2 sin x. I can write this as cos pi by 4 cos x plus sin pi by 4 sin x. So it will become cos inverse cos x minus pi by 4, right? And now we have to check whether my cos inverse of cos will be equal to x minus pi by 4 or not. So that can come from there. So it is minus pi by 4 x pi by 4, right? So I have x. So throughout I have to subtract pi by 4. So now my angle lies between minus pi and 0. And we know cos inverse of cos x equals to minus x. If my angle lies between minus pi and 0, so it will be equal to minus x minus pi, right? So y is equal to minus x plus pi 4. So what will be my dy by dx? Minus 1. Done. Now let us take this question. If y is equal to 10 inverse under root 1 plus sin x plus under root 1 minus sin x upon under root 1 plus sin x minus under root 1 minus sin x, and my x belongs between 0 and pi, find dy by dx. So look here, 1 plus sin x can be written as root 1 can be written as sin square x by 2 plus cos square x by 2 plus, and sin x can be written using sin 2 theta formula, 2 sin x by 2 cos x by 2. So basically we can write this part as under root cos x by 2 plus sin x by 2 whole square, and when it comes out from the under root, it will become modulus of cos x by 2 plus sin x by 2. Depending upon the angle in which my x lies, this value will change. Okay, now let us take root 1 minus sin x. Similarly, we can write this part. It will become mod cos x by 2 minus sin x by 2. Now let us take one more thing. So under root 1 minus sin x becomes equal to cos x by 2 minus sin x by 2 if my x belongs 0 and pi by 2, and it is equal to minus cos x by 2 minus sin x by 2 if my x belongs to the region pi by 2 and pi. Okay, so in that case we will have two cases. We have to split this region into two parts. One will be 0 to pi by 2, another will be pi by 2 to pi. Now let us find the differentiation of this. So we will follow the cases now. Case 1. In that context, y is equal to 10 inverse. So we are talking about the case when my x belongs to 0 to pi by 2. So y 10 inverse. Now this can be written as cos x by 2 plus sin x by 2. Right? But this part can be written as cos x by 2 minus sin x by 2. Similarly, we'll substitute the value minus. Now let us solve this part. Cancel. This can also be cancelled. Y is equal to tan inverse. I have cot x by. So y is equal to tan inverse tan pi by 2 minus x by 2. So now I have to check my this angle. So let us check. So my x belongs to this region. 0 x pi by 2. Divide throughout by 2. 0 x by 2 pi by 4 minus sign and add pi by 2. So basically I am getting pi by 4, pi by 2 minus x by 2, pi by 2. Okay. So now my y is equal to tan inverse of pi by 2 minus x by 2 will become pi by 2 minus x by 2 because it lies in the range. So dy by dx is equal to minus. Okay. Now let us take the second case where my x belongs to pi by 2 and pi. Okay. So in that case my 1 minus under root 1 minus sin x will become sin x by 2 minus cos x by 2. So let us substitute the values. Tan inverse will be cos x by 2 plus sin x by 2 and this will become plus sin x by 2 minus cos x by 2 upon. Okay, so what we are getting, y is equal to tan inverse tan x by 2. Now we have to check whether it lies in our range or not. So we have pi by 2 x pi divide by 2, so pi by 4 x by 2 pi by 2 lies in the range. So y is equal to tan inverse of tan x by 2 will become x by 2. dy by dx is equal to 1 by 2. So now let us check the differentiation of an implicit function. Till now students we were solving the differentiation of the function of this kind, right? Y is equal to fx. You were given y is equal to cos x square or y is equal to tan inverse of 2x upon 1 minus x square. So now let us check if we have x and y in a relation where you cannot express y in terms of x. So say for example you have a relation like this x cube. So we have been given the relation like this and I cannot express y in terms of x. So in those cases my function becomes an implicit function. So how to differentiate these kind of functions now we will learn. So now in such cases we differentiate both the sides of the function. So if we are differentiating the function of y with respect to x, we always write d phi by dy into dy by dx. Let us take one example. Say for example I have phi y is equal to sin y. So if I want to find d phi upon dy, it will be cos y. But if I want to find d phi by dx, so it will become cos y into dy by dx. Is that clear? Because I am differentiating with respect to x. Here I am differentiating with respect to y. So check in what respect we have to differentiate our function. Is that clear? Now let us take this question. So I will differentiate both the sides, right? So 4x plus 3y equals to log 4x minus 3y. Differentiate both sides. Differentiation of 3y. 3 into y and it will come dy by dx. Because we are differentiating with respect to x. Equals to 1 upon 4x minus 3y. Here we are using the chain rule. So it will become 4 minus 3, 1 dy by. Now we have to find the value of dy by dx. So we'll collect the terms of dy by dx to one side. Now we'll solve it and we'll get our required answer. So what is my required answer? This is my desired answer. So now let us take this question. Squaring. We'll arrange the terms. Right, so now let us take this part. So I can write x minus y, x plus y. If I take out minus sign common, it will become x minus y, right? I can cancel this part. So x plus y is equal to minus yx. I can change this part as x is equal to minus y, I can minus yx. X is equal to minus y, I can take out common, so 1 plus x. So now I can write y in terms of x minus x upon 1 plus x. I can find out my dy by dx using quotient rule. So dy by dx is equal to minus, so 1 plus x whole square. Denominator as it is, differential of the numerator is 1, minus numerator as it is, differential of this is 1, right? If you solve, you are getting minus 1 upon 1 plus. Now let us take what we want. We want 1 plus x, so I'll send 1 plus x whole square dy by dx equals to minus 1. 1 plus x whole square dy by dx plus 1 is equal to 0. So now let us take this question. So ex minus y, and in this part I'll use the property of the logs. Log m by n is log x minus log y. Differentiate with respect to x both sides. Right? If you differentiate, e to the power x minus y will be e to the power x minus y, differential of x minus y, right? And it will be equal to 1 upon x minus 1 upon y dy by dx. So whenever I am differentiating y with respect to x, always dy by dx should come along with it. Now we'll collect the terms of dy by dx to one side. So I am getting ex minus y minus 1 upon x to one side and send dy by dx to that side. Now we'll do simplification. So check it. Ex minus y minus 1 upon x equals to y ex minus y minus 1 upon y dy by dx. Now find the value of dy by dx. So what I am getting is y ex minus y minus 1 upon x y ex minus y minus 1 equals to dy by dx. Today we learned what is differentiation, recapitulation of standard derivatives, product rule and quotient rule, derivatives of inverse trigonometric functions, differentiation of a function means chain rule, or differentiation of composite function, differentiation by using trigonometrical substitutions. In this we will cover differentiation of inverse trigonometric functions, differentiation of implicit functions. That's all for the topic today. Stay tuned.